Trust Vital for your family's health.
Wow, seeing all those delicious treats and delectable foods just made my mouth water. In fact, new studies are showing that our near constant exposure to food pictures through social media is actually contributing to our weight gain by activating parts of the brain which control appetite. If we can't escape food temptation online, then we have to wonder how we cope when dealing with snacking and grocery shopping. Joining me in studio today is Andrea from Vital to help us with this dilemma. Welcome to Doctor's Orders, Andrea.
Thank you, and it is a dilemma.
It is. How do you avoid this temptation, especially when it comes to snacking at home and at work?
Well, the good news is that snacking is actually healthy. It's just important to select the healthy and wise snacks.
What you actually snack on.
That's correct, yes. So they say that 3 to 5 small meals a day is really healthy, but it's all about what you select.
Okay, so it's not like, 3 to 5 meals, 5 nutritious light meals, not 5 trips through the all-you-can-eat buffet.
No,
with the food piled up like that. No, definitely not.
I think that's a bad idea.
But I mean, it's very difficult. I mean, especially when you go shopping, when you go through the checkout line, and then there's all this array of delectable foods calling out to you, eat me, I want.
I've heard that, yes. I've heard my name.
How do you avoid this?
Well, it's very important. There are some tips that I'd like to share, actually.
Okay,
there.
great.
So as you approach that last gauntlet towards the till, you just need to stay focused.
Yes.
And maybe there's a healthy alternative or two, but probably not.
Okay.
So just stay focused. You've got your shopping trolley full already.
Yes.
And avoid those treats.
So you don't need to get like blinkers, horse blinkers.
Maybe that's an idea, but
that'll
otherwise just stay focused, yes.
All right, very, very difficult to do.
Well, not if you make a proper shopping list. If you go and you plan it properly and you've got your list and you've got all your items selected, then you shouldn't be tempted really at the end.
And you actually stick to that list.
That's right. And in your list, you can incorporate healthy snacks.
Okay.
Such as fruits, some mini rice cakes, and also some nuts and other healthy snacks.
Now, when you go to work, obviously, how do you deal with these snacks at work?
Well, for work, it's really not that difficult because you can plan and you can pack a beautiful lunchbox. I mean, look at these beautiful fruit, some vegetable crudités, some nuts, dried fruit, mini rice cakes. All of these items can actually be packed at work in your office.
Yes.
So that you always have snacks handy.
So actually keep it there in the drawer.
That's right.
Okay. And then also, you know, when you get ill, you know, there are certain situations where you actually feel ill and you're under stressful situations. You feel that you actually need to eat a little bit more fatty foods. There's this thing called comfort food. I know I'm a victim of it. You know, whenever I feel stressed, I feel like my cravings increase. How do I deal with that?
I think most of us find it really hard to not eat something if you feel very stressed and you want to eat something. So what we normally go for are foods that are high in starch and fat.
Yes.
And luckily these days there are some healthier alternatives concerning snacking.
Yes.
So it's very simple. You look at the food labels and you identify the one with the lowest fat content, for instance, if you want to buy a savoury treat.
Now, for example, because when you're snacking on things, obviously, what is actually in the fatty foods that, you know, give you comfort? Is there any?
Well, there's a scientific study that did recently that showed that the combination of a high fat and a high starch food gives you incredible pleasure. It's almost like a reward, emotional reward.
Okay.
And the more you eat of it, the more you want to eat of it. So it's a good idea to stay away from those foods that combine a high fat and a high starch content.
And then in terms of the healthier foods, are there any healthier equivalents that can actually also provide a sense of that ecstasy that you get from eating these bad foods?
Of course, yes. There are so many healthy foods that are delicious. And I think we're in a habit of snacking on unhealthy items and we don't necessarily know the healthy ones.
That's right.
So if you look at the display here, we've got a muesli, for instance, a low GI muesli.
Right.
So if you start your day with that, you'll be less tempted to snack during the mid-morning because the low GI foods keep our appetites satisfied longer. And always make sure that you have fresh fruits available. Some vegetable crudités can be also used as a healthy snack.
Nuts.
Yes, nuts in moderation. They're really healthy. And it's best to go for the unsalted raw nuts, not the deep-fried salted ones.
Salted ones,
yes.
okay.
and dried fruit in moderation, and then these wonderful, flavorful, delightful mini rice cakes
Yes.
is a good substitute for those oily snacks.
Okay, and water as well is very, very good for you.
Yes, water is your friend. You know, water obviously keeps your stomach a bit fuller, but also it reduces sweet cravings, because sometimes when we crave something sweet, we're actually thirsty, but don't know it.
Very
Yes.
important. You'll go to the loo more often, but you'll go to the cardiologist less.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Andrea, for sharing all these valuable tips on how to avoid temptation.
Trust Vital for your family's health.